King Ricochet has assumed his crown as the undisputed king of the Crashout. The last time we saw Twitter Ricky, he was a babyface, all up in your comments, telling anonymous accounts Twitter-wide to suck his whole D. This time around, he's still all up in your comments, but the Ricochet television character has turned heel. And I have to say, I'm a big fan of Heel Ricochet. He's finally putting an actual personality behind all those planchas, the way Will Ospreay needs to if he's ever gonna help AEW become a better TV product, and if he ever wants to be as good as Montez Ford. As much as I enjoy heel Trevor, he's still crashing out on Twitter. Some may argue it's just a tactic to get heat, and it would be a great tactic if he just made a few small tweaks and learned how to crash out in character. Today, we're gonna talk about King Crashout and what he needs to do to be his most effective heel self, thereby rising to the top of AEW as its most hated villain. Subscribe in Swahili. Ricochet called himself a prince and a king long before he became ratio royalty on social media, but nobody ever quite knew what exactly he was the prince or king of. As the king of black wrestling media, I always wanted to know myself, but after seeing Twitter Ricky in action, it's become evident that King Trevor wears the crown when it comes to a good social media meltdown. After his WWE exit, Ricochet was very vocal, responding to backlash against both himself and Samantha Irvin as he navigated his way through the AEW ranks. In AEW, there's no leadership or authority whatsoever, so the wrestlers have carte blanche to speak their mind on social media with zero filter. This could be both a good thing and a bad thing, and for Twitter Ricky, it's somewhere in the middle. Sometimes, Ricochet does a great job with in-character heel tweets that blur the line. Like this tweet against Speedball Mike Bailey's vlog saying, "Nobody's gonna watch that fake media bullshit." Here's Ricochet retweeting a facetious tweet calling him the most popular person in the IWC. Yes, Trevor, lean into the idea that not only do people hate your heel character, but also create a perception that the internet hates you in real life. If done correctly, all that controversy can be converted to cash real quick. Unfortunately, in AEW, cash is pronounced Phantom Max viewership, but tomato tomato. Here's Twitter Ricky going in on the kids from the wrestling club, which is the most wholesome thing in all of internet wrestling. This is the energy I want to see from heel Ricochet, shouts to Victor Taylor Perry in the wrestling club. I'd love to think that Ricochet is playing a character on Twitter, tweeting to rile up paying sickos so they could tune in to see him get his comeuppance. But upon further review, there are still some remnants of shoot crashouts from Ricochet that go beyond the pale of entertainment. Ricochet can still be seen going after AEW ops like Disco Inferno, shouts to Glenn and K100. AEW sickos hate Disco because, like a lot of people, he makes valid criticisms about AEW and why their audience has shrunken faster than JD. And we'll get to that micro-podcaster soon enough. Ricochet going after Disco isn't a heel move to the AEW fandom. If Ricochet was a little smarter with the psychology, he'd embrace the Discos of the world. He'd thank Disco for his fair criticism of AEW and its disgusting fan base. He'd be saying this as the Ricochet character, of course, and as a result, he'd be more hateable to the AEW fan base both in and out of the ring. Instead, not only does Ricky go full FTR bald on Twitter with his shoot meltdowns and public service announcements in defense of AEW, heel Trevor had this to say about the AEW fans who boo his character. Quote, "We listen to our fans, every single one of them. All of them are important to @AEW. However, there's a difference between a fan with real criticisms and a dumb shit idiot who just wants to spread unnecessary hate. Learn the two." That's a babyface promo about AEW fans from a heel character. The same heel character who jumped on that same Bird app the day before to bury the kids in the wrestling club who are legit AEW fans. This guy's all over the place. If he was just a little more consistent and always sided with AEW critics, he would be a bigger heel in Jacksonville than the Jaguars ownership group.
Duval.
Twitter Ricky recently buried bite-sized bully turned mental health victim JD from New York 2'6". Listen, a lot of heels have to go against their real-life morals to get heat, and siding with racist garden gnomes like Cousin Jerry would make Ricochet a massive heel. I'm sorry, it wouldn't be worth it. Ricochet called JD a dumb shit idiot and laughed in JD's midlife crisis face when he found out Jerry was banned from commentating on a black woman's match due to excessive bigotry. That's actually hilarious. Hey, let me get some of this. JD was unable to do commentary at a wrestling event because they didn't have a "you people need to stop speaking Spanish" announce table. Jerry is just a little racist. And by that, I mean he has to order his clan robes from the kids menu. Jerry became a segregationist the minute he saw all that salt and pepper in his beard. JD is going bald because even his genetics know he's a skinhead. JD's the type of guy to have back problems after using a toothpick as a tiki torch. Next year, I might fuck around and do a March Madness tournament just to crown the biggest incel in wrestling. And JD would be a 1 seed. He's an edgelord dwarf on the outermost fringes of wrestling media. He's part of the wrestling media the same way Alex Jones is part of the news media. And look how that worked out. JD sucked up to AEW when they first started, but he wasted no time pissing off the entire women's locker room, only to get blackballed by Tony Khan when TK smartened up and found out Jerry was a racist.
Look at this fucking black motherfucker!
Fun fact, when JD gets blackballed, it's actually called being whiteballed. Get it? Whiteballed? Jerry's banned from AEW media events. WWE would never touch him with a 10-foot shillelagh. The one place that ever dirtied their hands enough to hire him kicked him off commentary for their main event. And I heard JD lost his endorsement deal as the cover boy on the box of Lucky Charms. Hulk Hogan was booed out of Inglewood on another WWE show that blacklisted JD for being too fringy. Plus, Raw only had room for one white supremacist. Then let me find out there were bots in the comments of JD from New York January 6th complaining about Hulk Hogan's racism. I'm sorry, you're complaining to Jerry about Terry? As two white bald bigots, they're literally cut from the same cloth. And I ain't even gotta tell you what cloth I'm talking about. We'll be right back.
Pro Wrestling Bits.
Hey JD, how are you? It's your Olympic hero Kurt Angle. Remember my 3 I's: intensity, integrity, and intelligence, but not intolerance. You have to stop playing video games or playing Mario Kart all the time. It'll make you stupid. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Ricochet shared a famous clip of JD's racial slur compilation. Imagine the type of person you have to have a racial slur compilation. You'd have to be half a person like JD 2'6", but as only 50% of a human, Jerry will always suck at racism because blacks were superior to him in this country even when our votes were counted as 3/5. Don't hide behind mental health now. You made your NASCAR bed, now lay in it. You can tell which Klansman Jerry is from the tears coming out of his eye holes. Plus the bottom of the sheets are dirty because they drag on the floor when he waddles around. I have no sympathy for pint-sized prejudice, dropping one racist mixtape after another like Lil Wayne dropping Sorry for the White, only to cry into his cotton gin talking about, but what about my mental health? What about it? Maybe talk to your local Grand Imperial Wizard to see if their insurance covers internet bullies who need Ku Klux counseling. Call it BetterHelp for bigots. Now, what was I saying? Oh, right, Ricochet being a heel. Okay, Ricochet didn't have to agree with Jerry to convey his villainy to the AEW fan base. He still could have buried JD, all while pissing off AEW sickos just by saying that JD needs to stop trying to be like Ricochet's pro wrestling idol, James E. Cornette. You see how Twitter Ricky could kill 2 birds with 1 stone? Of course, one of those birds would be the same eagle from the white supremacy logo, but I digress. Ricochet is only human. As an occasional AEW critic myself and the king of black wrestling media, I understand dealing with backlash from time to time. But if Ricochet wants to truly commit to his heel character, he shouldn't be defending the sickos or attacking the quote haters. He should be doing the opposite. He should be saying "F them sickos." He should be retweeting geniuses like me and telling everybody they need to subscribe in Swahili, which you should do regardless because this channel be so lit. Ricochet's heel arc is just a few anti-AEW tweets away from being diabolical. MJF became a top heel by being a bad guy to his base all the time. Even when asked about the king of black wrestling media, he put me over.
Ratings tattooed on my leg.
He helped you out with that.
Yeah, I put that.
I gotta tell you, I actually like the cut of that guy's jib.
Oh, yeah?
I really do.
Yeah.
He seems like a nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a pro wrestling villain who truly wants to be hated, Twitter is no place to get real and defend all the fans you care about IRL. You need to find out what your audience hates and embrace it. Check out this video and subscribe. Is Ricochet the king of the crashouts in pro wrestling? If not, who is? Tell me in the comments.